a lot of basketball today. Like a lot of basketball. Trying to make this as quick as possible, but I don't know if I can because I have some things to say about all these games that happened today, honestly. So first, let's start off with the Celtics versus the Kings. Gonna peep at the box score right here really quick. So Harrison Barnes going for 15, Rashawn Holmes going for 25, going 7 from 11 from the field, and 10 for 12 from the free throw line, which is pretty impressive for Rashawn Holmes, former Sixer, by the way. I liked him when he was there. Good player. But most importantly, the Celtics team uh, getting another loss, 107-96. They're 20-21. I mean, what do you want to do? Do you want to win? Do you want to lose? I mean, what are we doing here? Jason Tatum, you want to score 15 points, go 6 for 16 from the field, 2 for 5 from 3, and go 50% from the free throw line. Really? Is that what we're doing here? Jaylen Brown, that's 19 points, 8 for 20 from the field, 3 for 5 from 3, and not getting a single free throw the entire game? I mean, what are we doing here? Marcus Smart, 3 for 7 from the field, 9 points. I mean, that isn't necessarily his role, but he only grabbed 4 rebounds. He had 5 assists and was minus 10 on the floor. He did just come back, so you have to give him that, but he looked like he was okay last game. So I don't understand what they're trying to do with this team or what's going on. Is it Brad Stevens? Is it Jason Tatum? Is it Jaylen Brown? Is it them not having Marcus Smart through parts of the season? I don't understand what it is, and I don't know if this team is ever going to find some sort of consistency when it comes to playoff time. That's if they don't collapse and don't fall out of playoff time. I think they're like 6 or 5 in the standings right now, so we'll see. But hopefully they just get it together, because you hate to see a team that's so talented like this, even though they're the Celtics and I don't like them. You hate to see them fall apart, or not necessarily fall apart, just not have an identity this year at all. It's just disappointing. All right, so we'll move on to this next game, the Spurs and the Cavs. I don't necessarily know what's interesting out of this. On the Cavs side, they did lose this game, by the way, 110-116. Colin Sexton and Darius Garland both scoring 29. Colin Sexton going 12 for 25 from the field. Darius Garland 8 for 16, 50% from 3. Made all of his free throws, 11 for 11. And Colin Sexton going 3 for 6 from the 3-point line. Other than that, it didn't look like they really got any offense. They scored a combined around 60 points together, and no one else really scored. I mean, Jared Allen had 15. Stevens had 15. Other than that, no one scored more than 10. So they kind of carried this game, and that really resulted in their loss, because everyone on the San Antonio starting 5, except for Jakob Poeltl, scored more than 10 points. 20 from DeRozan, 23 from Johnson, 17 from Derek White, and 22 from DeJounte Murray. You're not going to win a game when you have players off the bench like Rudy Gay and Patty Mills scoring more than 10 points. You're not going to beat a team when the whole team is cohesive and they're able to beat you, and Darius Garland and Colin Sexton are the only 2 players scoring for you. You just can't win like that. Cleveland is 15-26. Hopefully they can get a good pick going so far in this offseason. There isn't necessarily good players that I know of. I don't really watch college basketball, but we'll see if they're able to pick something up together. Moving on, Indiana, Miami. Indiana won 137-110. Miami 22-20. I thought they would kind of go on a revenge tour. Jimmy Butler going on a revenge tour. He only scored 17. Didn't shoot a single 3 this game. Bam Adebayo had 20, and then no one else besides on their starting 5 scored more than 10 points. Goran Dragic coming off the bench had 16. Tyler Hero had 15 coming off the bench. What is this starting lineup? I don't necessarily understand. They started Kelly Olynyk, Jimmy Butler, Bam Adebayo, Kendrick Nunn, and Duncan Robinson. Has that been their starting 5? No Dragic in the starting 5? He's coming off the bench? Okay. I don't really like that decision, but I guess that's how they're rolling with it. But I don't really like that decision. Indiana, playing well. Malcolm Brogdon had a good game. He scored 27, went 10 for 12 from the field. Doing Indiana things. They're 18-22. Not the best, record so far, but the NBA really isn't having a great, records this year. Their teams are are losing a lot of games this year. Teams are inconsistent, aside from the few outliers like Jazz and the Sixers, Brooklyn, teams like that. But other than that, the NBA is having a really inconsistent year. Moving on, the Nets lost to the Magic. Aaron Gordon had 38 points. 38 points, wow. 6 rebounds, 4 assists. Kyrie, 43, 6 and 4. The Nets are now 28 and 14, and coincidentally, they lose a game as soon as the Sixers lose a game. So you love to see that. James Harden not having his typical James Harden performance, only going 4 for 15 from the field, 2 for 8 from 3, going to the free throw line 12 times and made 9 of those, but he didn't, do a lot. He had 9 assists, but other than that, only scored 19. So 19 and 9 for James Harden, but 43 from Kyrie, and nothing off the bench for this Brooklyn team. And Aaron Gordon just went off, had 38, 14 for 20, had a really good game. Vucevic always having a good game, 22. And Evan Fournier had 31. He went off too. So a lot of players on this Magic team just, have spite for Brooklyn. They just completely killed them and blew them out of the water. So they win that game, 121 to 113 against Brooklyn. And Brooklyn collects another loss, which you love to see because we love the Sixers in that number 1 spot. Moving on, close thriller with Donovan Mitchell against the Toronto Raptors. The Jazz won a close one, 115 to 112. Donovan Mitchell had 31 points, basically carrying the Jazz because no one else scored more than 15 except for Joe Ingles off the bench, and carrying this Utah Jazz team to the 30th win of the season, the first team to do so. Pascal Siakam had 27, but he went 9 for 22 from the field, 4 for 10 from 3, was pretty inefficient. And no one else really had a really outstanding performance. They had 17 from Powell, 15 from Anunoby, 14 from Kyle, and 17 from Fred VanVleet, and 16 from Chris Boucher. But other than that, they went 47% from the field as a team. The Utah Jazz went 32% from 3, but 45% from the field. And they collect a win on the back of Donovan Mitchell, 115 to 112. Trying to get through this really, really quick because there were so many games. The NBA is just, they're completely popping off. So much has gone off, and just so much to talk about with these games and what goes on. I'm not going to dwell on this one for too long because these next two actually. Pistons Rockets, they went 113 to 100. Christian Wood had 18, 11 and 2, and the Rockets collect another loss. They are 11 and 29 and haven't won a game in forever. The Warriors, they collect a win against the Grizzlies, 116 to 103. Andrew Wiggins popping off again. He had a really good game last game, and he has another really good game, scoring 48 and 4. And they collect a win against the Grizzlies, 116 to 103. The Warriors are 22 and 20. Hopefully they can stay on that playoff hunt. Now we have a really good game that we can talk about. This Bulls-Nuggets game. This game was really close. Zach LaVine had 32, 2 and 4. Nikola Jokic, 34 points. And Jamal Murray also had 34. And he completely, again, strapped the team on the back and carried them to a close win in overtime against the Bulls, outscoring them 15 to 11 in overtime, 131 to 127. Zach LaVine couldn't necessarily get it all done by himself, with Otto Porter Jr. giving some help, but not much. He went 10 for 20 from the field, Zach LaVine, that is, and they are able, or not able, but they lost to the Denver Nuggets. And I saw Facu Campazzo. I love Campazzo, man. Short guys, got that steal against Zach LaVine. Hustle play. He just plays hard. I really love Campazzo. He only scored 2 points, but he's like one of those players who has an impact that doesn't show up in the stat sheet, And I like guys like that. Guys like that, they are completely impressive to me, especially being 5'10". Yeah, he's an impressive player. Another game I'm not going to dwell on. Suns pick up a win against the Timberwolves. They had a really good game the other day with Cat and the rookie Ant-1, Anthony Edwards. They both had 40, 42, and 41 respectively, but they lose this one 101 to 113. And the Mavs, they played the Trailblazers in a pretty close game. Luka Doncic, bro. Man, I've been wanting to talk about this pass since I saw it. So he's going for a jump shot, right? And he pulls up and he throws it backwards. Like the camera kind of lost it. He throws it backwards. It goes behind him, and Tim Hardaway Jr. picks it up and hits a three. That has to be the pass of the season. At least so far. He shot it and it went back. That was just a really cool pass. It was a really, really cool pass. But other than that, 38, but they lost. Damian Lillard and CJ McCollum just putting the team on the back. CJ McCollum, step back three to seal the deal. They win 125 to 119 on the backs of them. Good to see McCollum back in action. Other than that, that's really it, man. I'm gonna put out some more videos because a lot has been going on in the NBA, trade rumors, stuff like that, and the NFL, because I like to talk about the NFL and their trade season is going on. So I might do some videos about that. But other than that, you guys know the deal. Stay cool, stay safe, and have a good one.